Whether you're new to homeschooling or just considering it, there are a lot of things you need to know so you can be successful. So here are 10 of the most common mistakes that new homeschoolers make and how you can avoid them. Perhaps this seems obvious, but you would be surprised how many parents start homeschooling without fully understanding the law where they live. The laws are very specific in the United States and they vary greatly from state to state. Two states right next to each other can have vastly different laws for the requirements to homeschool. Some states require notification to the school board and some states don't. Some states have testing requirements and annual portfolio reviews, and other states just don't. So it's very important that you understand the law where you live before you even think about starting to homeschool. hslda.org/legal can be a great resource for you, but also make sure to read up on the homeschool statute for your own particular state, because sometimes the HSLDA recommendations aren't exactly in line with the laws. They sometimes recommend things that aren't actually required. And don't worry, you don't have to pay for a membership just to look up the laws for your state. That part of their website is totally free. Mistake number 2 is not taking time to de-school. Especially if you've just recently pulled your kids from public school, you may be a little excited and gung-ho to get started with homeschooling. But that would be a mistake. This is a big change for everyone, and to really be successful at homeschooling, you have to get that whole idea of school as you know it out of your head. We'll get more into that in my next tip, but just remember, homeschool is an entirely different way of education than traditional school. So you really do need that time, be it a couple of weeks or even a couple of months, to really just take that break. Go on some adventures, spend some time just relaxing at home. Treat it like summer break and just ease into the whole homeschooling thing. Don't worry, your kids aren't going to fall behind. That's a school thing anyway. Even if you live in an area where they have a required number of days of teaching per year, most of them don't dictate how you teach. Trips to a local museum or library can count as a school day if you need to keep track. But just remember to take that break and ease into the whole homeschooling thing slowly at first. You'll be glad you did. And that leads me to mistake number 3 that a lot of new homeschoolers make, which is trying to recreate school at home. There is no need for you to try to do what public school does. Homeschool is so different and there is so much freedom and flexibility. And after all, isn't that one of the reasons you wanted to homeschool in the first place? School is designed the way it is because they need to educate a large group of kids all at the same time. There are many more kids than there are teachers. They have to be in that one school building most of the time. They have to use the curriculum and standards set by the state. But homeschool isn't this way at all. Depending on the requirements where you live, you likely have a lot of freedom to make these decisions on things like curriculum, where to teach, when to teach, and so on. You don't need a specific schoolroom or to stick to a Monday through Friday schedule. So don't think of homeschool so much as school as it is home education. The next mistake a lot of new homeschoolers make is picking one curriculum and then continuing to push it even if it's not working. You don't have to follow one specific curriculum start to finish. The beauty of homeschool is being able to follow your child's interests and unique learning needs. So if they're loving a curriculum, great, keep it going. But if they don't seem that interested, don't be afraid to just pick a different one or pull from a whole bunch of different curriculums. You'll figure out what your kids like and what keeps them interested as you go along. And this still will probably change as time goes on. I can't even tell you how many different things we've tried. As long as your kids are learning and making progress and you're meeting the requirements of where you live, try not to stress too much about the curriculum. And in line with that last mistake is mistake number 5, not following your child's unique learning style. All kids learn differently, which is sadly why school doesn't work out so well for so many students. There is no reason you have to force your kids to sit and do bookwork and quizzes and tests if they fight it. Just find a different way for them to learn. Maybe they'd prefer to learn through hearing stories or doing more hands-on activities. Maybe they'd like to go outside and do their lessons at the park rather than at the kitchen table. Maybe they don't like doing online school, or maybe they'd prefer it. Don't worry, you might not know right away how your child learns best, but I promise you will figure it out soon enough. So don't be afraid to follow their lead. Kids, and all humans, learn so much more when they're really engaged in the learning, not moaning and complaining about having to do school. Another mistake new homeschoolers make is spending too much time at home. One of the benefits of homeschooling is being able to get out there and experience the world. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You can visit libraries, parks, local museums, take a walk in the woods, meet up with other homeschool families, and many other things. If you check with your local library, they probably have discounted passes to a lot of local attractions that you can borrow. And don't forget, many places that offer a student or school discount also likely offer homeschool discounts, so it doesn't hurt to ask. People always worry about socialization with homeschoolers, and that's probably because there is some truth to it. It is harder to give homeschool kids the opportunity to make friends and be around other kids. You have to put some work in, but it's not impossible. This is why I suggest as a new homeschooler you make this a priority. Facebook is your friend here, so look for all of the local homeschool groups that you can join. And if your budget allows, look for homeschool classes that your kids can attend. Local museums and nature centers often have homeschool days or even regular homeschool classes. So if you can sign up for some of these, it's really a great way for your kids to make friends. Bring them to places like parks and playgrounds during the day when other kids are in school and see who you meet. And just say yes to all the homeschool meetups at first. Eventually, you'll figure out what your kids like going to and they'll make friends. It helps if you can find local things so the friends don't live too far away. I promise this part does get easier as you meet more homeschool families and attend more activities, but it is something that you have to put work into, especially at first. Another mistake new homeschoolers make is spending too much money up front on curriculum and supplies. There are actually a lot of good, free, and inexpensive resources out there that you should definitely check out before you spend too much money. There are free curriculums that you can print out or do online. Easy peasy all-in-one homeschool is a favorite. Ambleside Online is an awesome free resource for the Charlotte Mason method. The Good and the Beautiful allows you to print their curriculum for free. Khan Academy is a free website with all sorts of courses available. I especially recommend their math courses. There are websites with free or inexpensive printable resources. My favorites are education.com and the Teacher Club card from Creative Fabrica. And of course, your local library is going to be a great resource. One of the only drawbacks to homeschooling, in my opinion, is that in most areas, you don't have the same access to extracurricular activities as public school kids. But don't make the mistake of just excluding these entirely. Lots of kids enjoy those extras like art classes and music lessons and team sports. For younger kids, your local rec department probably has opportunities for team sports. For older kids, this gets a bit more challenging. You can also look into individual sports such as gymnastics, horseback riding, swimming, tennis, golf, martial arts, dance, and many more. There are a lot of options, but unfortunately they will likely cost you money. I've noticed a lot of options in my area lately for art classes, so that's something you can look into. And of course, there are always private music lessons. You can even find them online. We've been using a website lately that has online music lessons specifically geared towards homeschoolers, so it's pretty neat. My daughter has really been enjoying taking voice lessons via Zoom. There's also a lot of options on OutSchool. Lastly, a big mistake many homeschoolers make is comparing their kids to kids in public school. Remember, even in school, kids all learn at their own pace. So don't stress if your kid doesn't know the same exact things as her public school friends. In many cases, homeschoolers will end up far ahead of their public school peers. But if that's not the case, it's nothing to worry about. Your kids will learn what they need to learn in their own time. And with homeschooling, they will likely be learning things that they're interested in and having fun doing it. So please resist the urge to compare your kids. If you're really having trouble with this, you can always have your kids take a standardized test and see how they do. You might be surprised how well homeschooled kids end up doing academically. Congratulations on your decision to homeschool. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos on homeschooling information and resources. Thanks so much for watching.